about you guys, but as much as I love looking at different fashion aesthetics, I love looking at different interior design styles. Maybe it's my broke ass just dreaming of owning a home one day, but I think interior design styles are really fun to look at as well. Now, I'm not as well versed in interior design, but I thought it'd be cool to learn more about different interior design styles and just try to turn them into fashion aesthetics, like imagine mid-century modern as an outfit. So I thought this would be a fun little video, and if you enjoy it, like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Discord server where we can talk more about fashion and aesthetics. So first off, let's talk about mid-century modern. So the mid-century modern interior design style originated in the mid-20th century in response to the war. So the furniture definitely emphasized function over ornament, and you'd see a lot of simple, functional wooden pieces often made from teak. You'd see clean lines and often curved designs instead of ornate frills. There's also a lot of metal, glass, and vinyl, and bold accent colors. So in terms of fashion, I'm thinking retro silhouettes and patterns and earthy tones like oranges and greens. I imagine something like a turtleneck or a collared shirt and wide or straight leg pants, but nothing too baggy because we do want those clean lines. So I'm imagining a very 60s and 70s inspired aesthetic and a lot of like clean cut lines and silhouettes. Next, I wanted to do japandi. Japandi is an interior design that I recently learned about, and I think it's super cool because it combines Japanese interior design with Scandinavian interior design. It focuses on simplicity, natural elements, and comfort. So you would see a lot of clean lines, bright spaces, natural materials, muted and light colors, and minimal yet well curated and very intentional furniture. So for fashion, I'm imagining a very minimalistic and intentional aesthetic. I imagine it would have like a beige color palette and muted colors. And for clothing items, I imagine like a sweater or a quarter zip long sleeve or sweater because it is a very cozy aesthetic as well as minimalistic. And for bottoms, something classic like straight leg jeans, and I would accessorize with a scarf, headphones or earmuffs, and like a suede or brown leather bomber jacket. So something very muted and minimalistic yet practical. Next, I wanted to do the French provincial aesthetic. This aesthetic originated in the 17th and 18th centuries, where local furniture makers in the south of France began imitating ornate furniture being produced in Paris at the time. The French provincial country-style pieces became more widespread after World War II, when soldiers returned home and were inspired by the look of the rustic country homes they'd seen in the south of France. So this aesthetic combines ornate carvings and moldings and decorative wrought iron with simple textures and sturdy furniture. You'd see a lot of rustic wood, antique furniture, armoires, and gold accents. So in terms of fashion, I feel like this is literally cottagecore mixed with royalcore, taking the elaborate royal designs of Paris and mixing it with the rustic designs of the countryside. So I would imagine items like puff sleeve dresses, tie straps, lace or sheer layered skirts and dresses, cardigans, ruffled skirts, and for shoes, Mary Janes and espadrilles. I also feel like you can mix in elements of the coquette aesthetic, for example, the dainty floral print or some pearl jewelry. I also wanted to cover the industrial interior design aesthetic. So this aesthetic is very reminiscent of a factory or workshop. It is often associated with lofts, apartments, and city dwellings. You would see a lot of exposed brick walls, metal and wood, concrete, distressed leather, exposed light bulbs, and cage lighting. So in terms of fashion, I think it would be very similar to the downtown girl aesthetic because it is so city inspired. So for a color palette, I would look for browns, whites, blacks and grays, neutral colors. And I would go for straight leg pants, wide pants, or flared pants. I think blazers or leather blazers would fit really well in this aesthetic for like a city vibe, as well as headphones and tote bags like the downtown girl aesthetic. For shoes, I'd go for Docs, sneakers, or chunky loafers. And I'd also incorporate baby tees or just regular t-shirts and lace tops or lingerie style tops because it is kind of exposed and it's kind of a callback to the exposed beams or the exposed light bulbs of the industrial aesthetic. And finally, I wanted to turn the eclectic interior design style into a fashion aesthetic because I feel like this is just such a fun style. The eclectic style is all about filling your home with personality. It's fun, funky, and full of visual interest. It's not too strict. You would see a lot of mixed patterns, a mixture of old and new, and you can expect the unexpected in terms of decor. I also often see a lot of plants, color, mixed artworks, and global influences and accents as if you brought home a bunch of souvenirs from your travels. So in terms of fashion, I feel like for a color palette, anything goes really. Any color is on the table, especially rich jewel tones and vibrant colors. I also imagine there would be a lot of statement pieces and layering. So layered skirts, layered jewelry and accessories, and you can also play around with different patterns. So you can mix and match patterns and have a lot of funky patterns and play around with different textures. And something I think would be really fun in this aesthetic would be colorful or pattern types. So in terms of fashion aesthetic that already exists, I feel like weirdcore might be the closest to an eclectic fashion. So I feel like you can have a lot of fun with this style and pretty much anything goes, just make it bold and make it a statement. But that's pretty much all the interior design styles that I wanted to turn into an aesthetic or an outfit today. If you want me to do part 2, I definitely can, and leave in the comments what interior design styles you want me to cover. But otherwise, my Discord server is also linked below if you want to continue this conversation and talk more about different aesthetics and different fashion styles. You can also share your outfit of the day or just get inspiration from other people's outfits. You can talk about where to shop for different aesthetics, or even just talk about film and books and movies you've watched that are related to aesthetics. So this community has been growing already and it's been a lot of fun, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And also check out my Etsy shop Monsoon Mist for some jewelry, book covers, and art prints if you're into that. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week.